came from nothing, turned my pain into gold. They talking like they know me, but their stories getting old. I ain't got no time for the snakes or the lies. I'm just focused on my vision. Watch me rise, watch me rise. Yeah, they laugh until they see me on the rise. Now they silent cause I left them all behind. I ain't bitter, I just did what they could never do. Turn my passion into paper, now my dreams coming true. They used to laugh, now they watching from the stands. I was grinding in the dark, now I'm stacking up my plans. They told me quit it, said I'd never make a dime. Now they checking all my edits, trying to copy every line. Said my work was trash, bro, go look up my name. Got them shook, cause my reels got them stuck in the frame. Used to be a feeling, now I'm feeling on my bag. Every cut, every keyframe, making moves they never had. 100K on Insta, YouTube getting views. While they sitting in the same spot, still confused. I came from nothing, turned my pain.
Let's go. Hello, we are back with another live stream. After a long time, yes. Let's create something from scratch. Let's go. iPhone. We can create this. Let's see. Let's create a dynamic island. Let's see. Let's create this one, okay? Just download this image. Let's create a new composition. Name it main and hit OK. Now let's import our image. Wait, what the heck? Let's save this image. Okay. PC specs. Now let me show you my PC specs. It's lying so much. GT730 GPU, 16 GB RAM, and i5 10th generation. That's it. Let's start creating this. This is here. And I have my iPhone template ready. So let me just import that. Take a random like अरे बाय UI iPhone template and import. Loading. Let's open this composition and copy this layer, paste that here. Let's add ambient light. Done. And let's increase the intensity to 100%. Let's move this down, lock this, and group 1, create group null, create, open position of this null, move this in minus 1080. Let's move this down a little bit like this, like 780 pixels. Let's go with 890 pixels or 920. Okay, this is good. Well, let's create a new composition. Right click, new composition, name it screen, change width to 1179 and height to 2556. Now this is gonna be our screen. Now let's import this composition inside this main comp and move this down and turn off this visibility icon and lock this layer. Okay, now lock this composition, right click in timeline and go to new and add a new viewer. Okay, and let's move this here because we don't have enough space to open 3 compositions. And open this screen composition and hit this lock icon to lock this composition. Now select this composition and hide this grid. Now we have our 2 comps ready. Figma to Ibana Dubai, please. Yeah, like Figma to a what? Okay, so we have our 2 comp ready. This is our main comp and this is our iPhone screen comp. Now let's go to our image section and let's input a cloud image for the wallpaper. Go inside the screen comp and let's drag and drop this cloud like picture. Set to full screen and go and select this iPhone model and close this. Go to custom layers, custom texture maps and select screen comp. And let's set this to full. And we have this ugliest camera. Okay, let's fix that first. So let's go inside this scene setup. It's gonna take some time and this is our front camera and let's apply a different material on this. Let's apply this. Okay, so let's hide this for now and apply this, or let's apply this chrome or glass. Let's apply this black. This one is doing good. Let's try this one. Okay, this is okay, that's fine. That's it. Okay, and now we have our nice camera. How to get the 3D model from Sketchfab? You can buy it from the Sketchfab website. Charvis. What? Okay, now where's our reference image? Okay, let's create this dynamic island first, then we'll move on to the animation part. So let's open the screen comp and shift double click on this rectangle tool to create the rectangle like this, and let's go to this shape property and turn off this stroke and add a solid color and fill. Now let's change the color to black. Hit OK. Unlock these dimensions or size, whatever you call it, and let's change it to 1179 and let's minus 100 from it. Okay, and let's set this to 380 and open the position property of this shape layer and let's set separate dimensions and let's set this to like 86 or 186. Smooth this bit down. Awkward small. Chucky client. I took it. Okay, and now let's move this up a little bit to match this line, like this dynamic island line. Let's change the color of this dynamic island for a second so we can align it properly. Select this there and move this down like this. Okay, now it's aligned properly. Now we can change this color back to black and hit OK. Now let's work on this roundness. Okay, let's set it to 120, I guess. 120 is let's go with 100, I guess. Let's go with 100. Okay, let's go with 120 and let's increase this by few pixels like this. Hmm, 110. Okay, this is looking good. Now let's rename this. Okay, now go inside this drop down and rectangle 1, and we need to apply one expression here. So if we increase the size of this, let's stay in fixed position. Okay, it's a bit misaligned. Wait a second. Let's move this up. Like this. Done. Now let's link this position to this size property, I guess. Okay, there's the x value and there's the y value. Okay, let's link this to y value. What the fuck? Let's insert this and wait, what? Uh, 380. Let's type 380 and 380. 380 minus divided by 2. Okay. So it divided by 2 is not working. Okay, that's fixed. Now we can work on the expression part, I guess. To like that. Holy shit. Let's type this value in. 1110. Okay, wait. Let's save this project. YouTube and dynamic element. Let me open my old project for a second. Dynamic island. Okay. Just need that expression. Let's hit double E. And this is our expression. Wait, what? Okay. Okay, this is a layer. Uh-huh. Oh, this is the wrong project. Wait, don't save. Da, 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 da. Let's go back. Wait a second. Da, 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 da. What? It's upon our current project. Da, 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 da. Let's see. Wait a second. Da, 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 da. Da, 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 da. Da, da. Time divided by 2. So x size is a y, x 0. Let's try this by 2. Oh, let's try this by 2. Hmm. One one 1 0 and 380. Right. Stamp divided by 2 minus 380. Wait a second. Okay, now it's working. Just have to realign that. Save layer. Let's do it. Set this to 0 and this to 0. Or minus 180, 160. Let's open this, lock this layer. Open this screen comp, place that here. Now this to here. Now let's change this layer color to red. And let's the fuck was that? To 190. Okay. Now let's change the color to black. Let's swap the size. Mm-hmm. 380, I guess. 100. Color to red. This is the 360, 320, and 99, I guess. Let's go with 105. Or let's go with 98. 330, 340. Okay, let's change this position. Three point five. 4.5. Okay. Let's apply some easing. This is our final animation. Okay. Smooth this and clone this. 1, 2, 3, and let's play. Okay, let's change this graph a little bit. Hit F9, and that's it, I guess. Let's lock this composition and let's see what we got here. Okay, it's really slow. Let's apply some easing like 90 or 80 by 40. 40 or 20. Let's go with 90 and 10. It's too fast. Let's change this to 40. Okay, this is looking smooth. Okay, now let's create that loading line. For that we don't need this main composition. That's because we're gonna work only in this screen composition for now. Let's change the color first to like black. Done. And let's open our reference image, which is this one. We are not creating this one, so ignore this part. Okay, we are only creating this part for now. Let's close this, and now we have our reference image and our screen comp open. Now let's start by creating a straight line. So for that, let's open this grid and let's draw a straight line like this. Let's name it loading line, and let's change the color to this one, the gray one. Hit OK and select this there and turn off this fill color. Let's copy the hex code and turn off this fill and enable the stroke and hit OK. Now let's change this to like 25 pixels and apply that hex code on this color and hit OK. Wait a second. Okay, now select this there and search for cap and change this line cap to round cap. Now let's turn off this grid and let's try to align this properly. Okay, so select this dynamic align layer and the loading line, then select this option and align to script and hit align. Okay, it will align it to this dynamic island layer, and let's increase the width of this stroke like 50 or 45. Let's go with 45 pixels. Okay, now let's duplicate this and let's rename this to loaded line. Okay, or let's rename it to white line. Let's change this stroke color to there's white. Let's apply our trim paths and open this. Add keyframe on start, not on the end, and set this end value to 0. Now open this shape layer and make sure this arrow is on this side. Okay, wait. Okay, leave this arrow as it is. Okay, so we get this type of animation. Set it to 95. Okay, then let's rename this layer to gray line. Let's add this text here and Let's align that to our dynamic island layer. Align like this. And we're gonna use our SF Pro rounded corners font, I guess. Let's see. Let's go up and SF Pro display. Let's go with the rounded one. Okay. So this semi bold one. This is the exact font, I guess. And let's align this font to this white line starting point. So just select the white line and the text and this button, and it's aligned. Okay, let's move this up and let's change the font size to this 48. Let's duplicate this text and move this down like this, and let's type this text statistics days. Okay, and align that to this text layer, and let's change the font size to 36. Let's change this font color to this white one, the gray one. Okay, not the white one. Just select this color, zoom a little bit. Okay, now let's change this font to SF Pro display. And if you want this font, you can join my Discord server. Okay, you'll get the link in description or in my channel about Saxon. I'll post this there. I have full pack. Okay, let's go with SF Pro rounded and with the medium font, and let's realign this and for the spacing, let's select this white line and this text, and let's set it to 30 or 50 pixels. Okay, 50 is good. And let's see, can send the distance. Okay, done. Let's set it to like 25 pixels. Now let's create a line, select these layers and move this and let's link this year layer to this days layer and select the white line, then days layer, and let's distribute by 50 pixels. Okay, and this is aligned properly. Now let's duplicate this year layer and select this white line, this year 2 layer, and align this to right side. Let's select this gray line and the year text. This. Now create a ruler line and hello, talk loud. My microphone volume is full, bro. Let's rename this to, or let's change the text to number, and let's open our TypeScript and select this here and create a number rig. Okay, let's select this to percentage, I guess. Okay, now we can animate this number. Okay, as you can see, we can animate this number however we want. For now, let's set it to 95 and let's go to our main composition. Okay, now if you play this animation, as you can see, it's looking awful because it's not linked to the dynamic island. Okay, so let's fix that. Let's open our old keyframes and let's open this gray line drop down menu and let's add trim path. Go inside this trim path and select end value and set it to 0. Add keyframe on start, and that's it. Let's animate this later and let's lay it there. Okay, now as soon this come to its full size, which is this, we have to animate this all layers to come one by one. So let's start with the baseline. Okay, let's hide these text layers for now because we don't need that, and open position of these two lines, or let's connect them. Okay, let's parent them. We're gonna connect this white line to this gray one like this. Now we have to we can only animate this gray line position. We don't need to care about this white line position. Okay, so let's separate the dimensions first because we don't need this X position, we only need Y position. Add keyframe, go to the starting and move this playhead to start and move this up a little bit. Okay, or you can just select this value and minus 25 pixels. Okay, let's go with 45 pixels. So it will go up then come down like this. And make sure it fits inside this layer. Then add a transparency keyframes. Let's open opacity and set the value to 0. Go to the second keyframe and make it 100. Then just copy these keyframes and paste that same keyframes on this white line. So you get this animation, this. Okay, It's not looking good. Wait a second. Let's increase this opacity for a second and remove this opacity keyframe from this white layer. Set it to full. Let's go and start. Let's move this line bit up like this. Okay, now let's open this scale property and we can animate this too. This, set it to 75 pixels, I guess. Okay, let's set position to 160. Let's copy this opacity keyframe and paste that on this layer, on the white layer. Wait a second, we have to change this value to 0. Select this keyframe, copy and paste them. Now we have something like this. Okay, now let's apply some easing. Select all the keyframes and hit F9. Let's set this to this. Let's move this opacity keyframe to the start and apply the same easing. Let's move this keyframe here and applies the same easing. Select this opacity keyframes and go into the graph section. I don't know. Let's select these keyframes and hit F9. Let's create a manual graph like this. This, as you can see, this is going out of this dynamic island layer. So let's change the graph of this scale like this. Let's zoom a little bit. And you can just copy this graph and apply this on opacity keyframes. Okay, let's make this graph a bit smoother by moving this point back like this. Select this points, move this left and move this right. It's at F9. Okay, wait. Okay, we'll fix that later. Then select all these two layers and hit F4 and drag mat this to this dynamic island layer and enable this layer. Let's move this keyframe bit back. F9 and done. Save this. Now we can just parent this text layer to this loading layer. F4 and let's just link it to this gray line. And let's copy this opacity keyframe and paste them in these three layers. Hit T and select these keyframes. Alt click and drag them like this. Let's move this keyframe like this. Okay. Now to make this smooth and okay, let's give that apple touch, okay, by just adding one effect called fast box blur. Uncheck this icon, repeat edge pixels and let's apply some blur. Okay, open transparency keyframes like this, add keyframe on blur radius and in start let's increase it to like 10 or let's go with 3 pixels and set this to 1 and set this to 5. Okay, now let's move this keyframe like here and select these keyframes, the opacity keyframes, and copy the graph and paste that on this blur layer. Okay, so hit ease and now let's copy this effect which is this fast box blur and paste them on all these layers. Let's try to paste them first on this only text layers. Let's see what we got. Okay, now we have that smooth blur kind of effect. Let's remove the graph. Okay, set to U first select the blur keyframes and just hit F9. Okay, we don't need a custom graph for that. Let's see. Okay, this is looking good. Now we can just paste that same blur effect on this line. So let's copy this effect again and hit paste. Okay, now our dynamic island animation part is done, almost done, not completely. Now let's see how it's looking on our main model. We're gonna take some time to render the preview because it's on full. Okay, now we have our in transition ready. Let's make this transition to go outside or whatever you call it. Let's create a out transition for this all layers. Okay. So just select these keyframes and go inside, open this motion tool, shift click on this clone button, and that's it. Now we have our out transition ready, I guess. Shift click, done. Now let's open our position properties only. Hit P, or let's hit U first. Then select this. All keyframes like for this one. Okay, ignore this opacity keyframes for now. I don't need that. Let's move this here. Let's zoom a little bit. Okay. Wait a second. 10 frames and what's this? Now let's move these opacity keyframes like this. It's almost done. 1 2 3. This opacity keyframes like this, so this and this. Oh, this keyframe here. And that's it. Let's move this 3 opacity keyframe here and this one here. Now our animation is ready. This is the final preview. Okay, that's it. Let me set it to full resolution, I guess. Okay, this is our final animation. We can animate these numbers, okay, but it's a yearly loading bar, so let's leave it at it is. Okay, so what we covered in this live stream, we covered how to make this dynamic island, how to create in animation, out animation, and main thing, which is this one, how to make this scale from top to bottom side only. Okay, we covered this one expression and these two animations, in transition and out transitions, and how to like animate stuff and which plugin to use and so much more things, I guess. I hope it will help you in your next project. And that's it for this live stream, and let's end this stream here. Okay, if you have any questions, you can DM me on Instagram or join my Discord community. Link is in the description, and I will see you soon there or in the next live stream. Okay, with that being said, bye bye.